And the award for the most dramatic movie ever goes to A Dog's Purpose. Like, if that was a category at the Academy Awards, then they would definitely win the Oscar. Because, the Oscar. Oscar. You know, because this movie was so hyperbolized. Everything is so exaggerated, but in such a good, mushy way. Now, I've seen reviews of this movie for the, the big movie reviewers that are allowed to screen movies before they come out one day. What I'll say is that the movie was really good, but they kind of didn't like it because a lot of things about the movie was cliche, and in addition to that, it's somewhat predictable. But I don't think that they were aiming for greatest storyline ever. You don't need the greatest storyline to do what they intended to do. One, they wanted to send a message. The message was sent. Two, they wanted to send. They wanted you to cry. I'm gonna just be upfront with you. They wanted you to cry. And did you cry? Like, I feel like I should put a cry counter at the bottom of this video. And when I watched it, I should have like tallied it up. Like, there should be an app for how many times you cried. I'd be like 1 + 1 + 1, because I cried like 5 times during the movie. The movie was just that much of a tearjerker. And once you cry the first time in a movie, like, a movie can usually pull 1 or 2 strings from you. They'll build up to that one big crying scene for you. And this one had like 5. So despite the reviews that you may see, I just feel like it was a tearjerker. I don't care. I feel like it was amazing just because it can make me cry that much. Like, you make some cliche shit and make me cry. Can you do that? I don't think you can. So I think it has to get more credit. There were some flaws for me personally. But other than that, it was such like a mushy, like, it was like low stabs at you because they knew you were gonna cry. Like, how can you not cry when a dog dies? 5 times, 7 times, 9 times, 1,000 times. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, if you know what I'm saying? Like, if you watch the trailer, then you know the movie's about a dog reincarnating in a sense that it doesn't go into a different life form, but it just goes into different dog bodies, all different genders, etc. And I think that's dope. Even though when I was young, I always wanted to reincarnate as an ant. I just really like their unity and how hard they work. It's so beautiful to me. Anyway, so I just feel like, so you have a dog, Bailey, and you have his human, Ethan, or his boy, Ethan, or his Ethan. That's what, as he would call him. And so it goes through a series of events where, him and Ethan go through so much, and at every moment I'm trying to guess, like, okay, is he about to die now? Or is the father about to kill him? Is he about to get hit by a car? And I just was trying to guess everything, like, yo, when is this dog gonna die? Because I knew the dog had to die, and I was surprised that it took, this is gonna sound horrible, but I was surprised that the dog took so long to die, because I'm like, okay, how are we gonna get to these other dogs and these other owners? And when we did, it was great. And each owner, like, the dog served its purpose for, except for some were sad, but like, each story, it almost made you cry, because the way he may have died. So it was still good to me. And they said it was cliche, but I feel like the movie is supposed to have that level of basic understanding, the basic rules that people use for dogs. And I watched other reviews, and this is just a comment on their reviews. They would say, like, oh wow, so predictable, a police dog gets shot, spoiler. And a girl is lonely and eats ice cream with her dog, spoiler. I mean, like, that's reality though. Like, I mean, what did you want? What did you expect? Like, I mean, dog relationships aren't really that complicated. My sister, she has a dog, and it isn't even a dog to us. That's my niece, literally. Like, that's her child. You're gonna think we're psychotic, but she drops her dog off to my mother's house every morning before she goes to work, as if it's daycare. Now, the dog may be in the house alone, but she doesn't like to be in my sister's house alone. She likes to be in my mother's house alone because it's more traffic, more people running in and out, more people that live here, and etc. And I think it's just that I don't know. The dog, she's just very smart. And with that being said, it's like, maybe that's why I was so attached to the movie. But the movie was just great. Like, I just can't. I would have to give it an A. Dead ass, like an A. I won't give it an A+. It's for just certain flaws that I felt like Like, okay, so I think they didn't want to, like, at some point, it's like they didn't want the dog to die, I guess, like, in, like, constant tragic ways. So, like, one time in one of Bailey's lives, he died from heartbreak. And I feel like this is very common, by the way. I mean, I hear like that all the time because, like, my sister, when she leaves her dog for like a long day, here, by the way, I mean, you know, like with people, by the way, we always, like, my mother will call her and be like, "You need to come and get your dog. She's waiting for you. She misses you." And it's like, you know, but so. I do believe the heartbreak thing. It was just, I really feel like you guys should see it. It's definitely something that, honestly, like, people were like, but this is definitely a kid's movie because it has no in-depth plot. Like, why does everything doesn't have to be in-depth? Everything doesn't have to have a complex storyline. It doesn't. Everything doesn't have to have a twist. It can be mushy and like easy to love and easy to be happy. Like, everything in life isn't that complicated, and I think that's the point of this film. It doesn't have to be that complicated. And so when he finally does reincarnate and is able to find Ethan again, you know, in his older life, I feel like that's where problems came into me, because it's like, I just want them to tell. I wanted the girl to be like, okay, so Ethan's love interest, he was connected to his love interest because his dog kind of like ran up to her. And the same, and so when he reconnects with this same girl 40 years later, 50 years later, Ethan is the one who, Bailey, the dog, is the one who kind of gets her. Like, he finds her, and then once he finds her, she looks at his tag and says, "Hey, wait, you belong to Ethan Thomas. Let me go, I know where he lives. Let me go take you back to him." And it's like, you don't think that's suspicious, miss? Like, it just seemed like she didn't, like, at first she does like a little reaction. It's like, and the reason why I think this is problematic is because we have the most hyperbolic movie, the most exaggerated movie, and she's not like, "Oh my gosh, how is this happening?" Like, I guess that, you know, you want to explain it because then I guess it kind of gets corny, but I needed that explanation. I wanted that. I got everything else. Everything else was so dramatic. I wanted that too. And then there was this one other time where he jumps from, I have to tell you, spoiler. He jumps from the window and he breaks his leg and it ends his football career. I feel like they wanted it to be like some bad thing that happened, but I feel like that shouldn't have happened. I didn't want that to happen. Because it's like, then he's bitter for 50 years and ends up in the same place. But my whole thing with that is just like, not even the fact that he broke his leg and couldn't play football, but the guy who, he had to jump out the window because his house was on fire. But the fact that the guy who set his house on fire, I just feel like I wanted to see more consequence with that. I mean, I guess that was like untapped. They didn't really have to tap it. But if you notice, right, like there's this point where he's like, if you saw the movie and you notice, he's like, the police like, "What are you running from, boy?" And he's like, I would have been like, "The dog that was just chasing me, that's right here." He's like, "I didn't mean to set the fire. Oh no!" And it's like, boy, don't you know snitches get stitches? How you gonna snitch on yourself? Nonetheless, great movie. Definitely a Don Plus Play moment. Please go see this. Take your mother, take your wife, take your kids, take your best friend and your sister too. Because honestly, I would go back to the movie just to watch other people cry. Because it was that good of a movie. It was that good of a movie. So this is Curtis Dondino with another Don Plus Play. This is Curtis Dondino with another Don Press Play review. This was a Don Plus Play moment. I think you should press play. And be sure to subscribe to my channel so you can check out all the other movies I watch. And maybe we can talk about them. Leave a comment if you're seeing this somewhere, someone out in this world. Alright, bye-bye.